Hi everyone, Bernard here again with on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Hope you're all okay, and this is our regular look at what's on in the following week on UK TV. I've stuck to Freeview, so none of this cable malarkey or satellite malarkey. This is all free if you're in the UK, and obviously, please, outside of the UK, check your streaming sites. If any of these little things take your fancy, if an old movie I remind you about, you want to rewatch, or one of our new series this week we're picking up in the UK. There's a couple of dramas as well, which is nice. I don't think we had a single one last week, so anything that whets your fancy, check your streaming subscription guy, wherever you are outside of the UK. Right, so this is from Saturday the 4th of July till Friday the 10th of July. Please, if you're new to this little channel and you like movie reviews and TV drama reviews, etc, etc, please push that all subscribe button. That'd be great. Push the bell notifications. Make sure your notifications are set to public so you see all these things. Right, kicking off Saturday, we look at the films first if you've not joined me before for this. And the first one we're going to look at is on Film 4 at 11 AM in the morning. It's a nice film, this. We had it while I had the video shop in Manchester in the 90s. And it's called The Straight Story. It scored 8 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database. It's by David Lynch, who's known for darker stuff, obviously. But this is a gentle movie in which an old codger, Alvin Straight, Richard Farnsworth, travels 300 miles to make peace with his estranged brother, Harry Dean Stanton, who is sadly dying. So yeah, it's a good little movie, The Straight Story. 8 hours. You don't get 8 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database if you're not very good. That's well worth a watch. On BBC One at 5 PM, you've got The Jungle Book, not the cartoon one, which is superb. My mother took me to watch the cartoon one many times when I was a kid. No, this is the 2016 remake, which I did quite enjoy, and it did well at Internet Movie Database. Got 7.4 out of 10. Obviously stars the voices of Idris Elba, Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray, so that's a good little thing. The live action one, if you've not seen the live action one, please do so. It's not the animated one, is it? But it's a really good watch. On to Sunday the 5th of July, we've got the classic, the 1962 classic, scores 7.8 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database, The Birdman of Alcatraz, with Burt Lancaster's convicted murderer Robert Franklin Stroud, who, yeah, sort of starts looking after birds. And please look up whether this was true or not when you look on Google and stuff like that. But whether it's true or not, great film. 7.8 out of 10, Birdman of Alcatraz. And a bit later, another prison sort of type one, but a very, very, very dark one. This one, I did enjoy this not in a pleasant way, because it's very, very gritty. And it's Dead Man Walking. It's on 5 Select at 9 PM on the Sunday evening. Susan Sarandon obviously won an Oscar for her performance in this as a nun who visits criminals on death row in this drama, and obviously stars Sean Penn as well. Dead Man Walking, superb film. And the next one, on to Monday the 6th of July. Happy birthday to me. That's my little birthday, Monday the 6th of July. 21 grams, 7.7 out of 10. Sony Movies at 11:20 PM. So we're nearly into the 7th of July. My birthday will be over by then, won't it? Yeah, it's a car crash that links, excuse me, 3 separate narratives bringing together a dying academic, Sean Penn, a grieving mother, Naomi Watts, and an ex-con, Benicio del Toro. That's a great little film, 21 grams. On to Tuesday the 7th of July, and we got the great film, Channel 5, 10 PM. We've got the story of the conscientious objector Desmond Doss, played by Andrew Garfield, a US Army medic. Of course, it's Hacksaw Ridge, which scores 8.1 out of 10 on the IMDb ratings. A superb film, so that's on Tuesday at 10 PM. On to Wednesday, the film I'm going to pick, and this is my lowest score in IMDb one of the night, only 5.8 out of 10, but it's a shame. I love this sort of film, I love this sort of movie. If it's half decent, I mean, there are some really rubbishy ones, but I thought this was okay, actually. It's a disaster movie. It's 2012, which came out in 2009, so there you go. Were they right? No, they weren't. We're still here. Roland Emmerich's mate obviously did Independence Day, didn't he? But this is his over-the-top story of a planet devastated by earthquakes, tidal waves, etc., etc. But I did like it. Even say it didn't score very highly. A lot of people didn't like it. I enjoyed it as a disaster movie. Just turn my head off and watch it. So that's on Wednesday. On to Thursday, the 9th of July on 5-star at 8 p.m. Yeah, the 2012 was on 5-star at 8 p.m. And also on the Thursday at 5-star 8 p.m. again, we got The Wedding Singer. So again, not everyone's cup of tea, but one of Adam Sandler's better earlier efforts. He's done one or two iffy ones recently on the comedy front anyway, and it's The Wedding Singer, 6.8 out of 10 Internet Movie Database. Yeah, he just falls in love, doesn't he? While he's obviously a wedding singer. I think it's all in the title, isn't it? Friday the 10th of July. Well, I'm going back to 1975. I'm going to do the time warp with this one. I'm going to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, it's classic. I even like the new version of it. If you've watched that, I quite enjoyed that. Not many people did, so I'm quite easy to please, I think, aren't I? But the original Rocky Horror Show's on Friday on Talking Pictures at 10 p.m. 7.4 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database. Right, that's your films. Let's have a look at any new series and documentaries. We've got an art. If you're into your art, we've got certainly a guy I've not heard of particularly. I'm not particularly into art. I do like walking around the odd gallery and having a look around, but obviously you in the US will probably know this guy more than I did. It's an art at 9:15 on BBC Two, 9:15 p.m. We've got Keith Haring, Street Art Boy, exploring the life and legacy of the legendary artist Keith Haring. So you've got an hour and a half art documentary there. If you're into that, so that may be something. If you're outside of the UK, you'll try and catch up on. That's a BBC documentary. Channel 5, 9:15 for you royal lovers or royal haters, because it probably comes into both this, doesn't it? It's 9:15, Channel 5, Fergie and Andrew, the Duke and Duchess of Disaster, examining the scandals that have surrounded, obviously, the wonderful Duke and Duchess, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. So if you're into royals in a positive or a negative way, it's probably a good watch, isn't it? On to Sunday. I won't mention that Manchester City are on live on BBC One, which I will be watching. They're playing at Southampton and behind closed doors, but that's on BBC One, so I don't have to worry about getting a stream. So anyway, I'm not talking about that. That's not what we're looking at. We're looking at BBC Two. Yeah, City are on at 6:35, kick-off 7 o'clock. Yeah, BBC Two on Sunday, the 5th of July. Alex Brooker, Disability and Me. So obviously the guy who presents The Last Leg, if you're into that, if you're not sure, is obviously a disabled. Can I say disabled? I don't know what I can say these days. He sort of travels Britain. He's also checking Britain around the country to see the reality of day-to-day lives of disability, etc. So yeah, that's Alex Brooker, Disability and Me, 9 o'clock BBC Two, 10 o'clock BBC Two, straight after a bit of a spoof documentary, which I wouldn't normally watch. The Kemp Brothers, if you know the Kemps, obviously very well known, but this is a spoof documentary starring Gary and Martin, so I might give that a little watch actually. As long as it's making fun of themselves, I might not mind that. So that's 10 o'clock on BBC Two. On to Monday, Happy Birthday Me, the 6th of July. Did I tell you it was my birthday? 9 o'clock, The Secret She Keeps, a new series. This is the first of 6, and it's a dark Australian drama adapted from Michael Rowbottom's novel. Pregnant with her third child, mummy blogger Megan has a seemingly perfect life with husband Jack. I mean, we know it's all going to go wrong from there, don't we? So a nice drama for us to watch. So I do like these. I do like the British dramas on BBC. Obviously, BBC are doing a few Antipodean dramas now, aren't they? Australian and New Zealand ones. So I'll keep my eye out for that. The Secret She Keeps. BBC One, 9 p.m. on Monday, the 6th of July. And on BBC Two, just to compete, you've got Pluto. So if you're into your stargazing, etc., Back from the Dead, its discoveries from the edge of the solar system are transforming what's known as about Pluto, once thought to be a geologically dead planet, dead ball of ice. Recent pictures prove otherwise. So that's BBC Two, 9 p.m. So I will be recording that one. Over on ITV, just very quickly, at 8:30, you've got a special. Jason Manford, one of my favourite comedians, City fan as well, Manchester City fan like me as well. Travels through Corrie's archives, so he's doing a special 8:30 ITV on the Monday evening, looking at some of the old, most memorable storylines. Even though I don't watch it now, I do quite enjoy looking back at the old things that when I did watch it, I did enjoy it. And after that is Long Lost Family. Again, something I don't watch, but obviously it's a what happened next. So obviously, Davina McCall and Nikki Campbell revisit some of these memorable searches. So that's for fans of Long Lost Family. That's 9 o'clock on ITV on Monday. On to Tuesday. Channel 5, 9 p.m, The Battle of Britain, 3 days that saved the nation. And it's a documentary. One of three, the few over 3 consecutive nights. Historian Dan Snow and Kate Humble tell the story of the aerial battle that changed the course of World War II. A big history buff like me, I will be recording that. So that's The Battle of Britain, 3 days that saved the nation, 9 o'clock Tuesday. So you go from the UK on to Wednesday. On Wednesday the 8th of July, and we've got Mrs. America. So this is, we've gone from a British thing to 9 o'clock on BBC Two. And it's little 9 stories. So it's number 1 and number 2 of 9 in the series, charting the movement to pass America's Equal Rights Amendment, which would outlaw sex discrimination. So the first little drama stars Kate Blanchett as a lady called Phyllis Schlafly, which I have no idea who she is. I'm sure you do in the US, but it's obviously this first episode. Cross-party support for the amendment is growing, but Conservative pundit Phyllis Schlafly, Kate Blanchett, is determined to fight it. Please excuse me, I've just had some chocolate and I needed a drink really. I should have had a drink before I did this, so please apologise. I'm not poorly, it's just something in my throat. And on to Thursday, the 9th of July, 9:30 p.m. on BBC Two. You got the return of There She Goes. It's a nice little drama. This is one of 5 episodes, speech and language, the comedy drama about a family with a learning disabled daughter. So that's something to look at. David Tennant's in that as well. So There She Goes. That's back for another series. So I did enjoy the last series of that. Excellent. ITV at 9 o'clock, you've got the Raoul Moat story. If you're not familiar with Raoul Moat, he went on the run after killing his girlfriend and a boyfriend up in the northeast of England, and this is called Manhunt. So it's a documentary about the real-life drama as it unfolded back in July 2010. So if you like your reality crime things, that's Manhunt, the Raoul Moat story. 9th of July, 9 p.m. on ITV. And finally, on to Friday, just one thing. You got Mr. Jack Whitehall. He's a bit of a comedian, I suppose, over here in the UK, if you're not familiar with him. BBC One, 8:30 p.m. Jack Whitehall, Sporting Nation. So this is one of the first of 6. Armchair fan Jack tells the story of the United Kingdom through its greatest sporting moments. So what more could we ask for, sir? There you go, Battle of Britain. Oh, there. Then you've got the Americans with obviously the women and sex discrimination, etc. I mean, it's quite a strong week for getting the old bumps on the arms and getting all excited and being proud of your country, isn't it, by the looks of it? So anyway, thanks for joining me for this. So that's obviously not an extensive look at what's on, but some of the mainly all the new series plus some old classic films that are always worth a rewatch, aren't they? From Saturday the 4th of July till Friday the 7th of July. Anyway, thanks. Please check all my links; they'll all be on the screen and in the details below. Please, if you can have a look at my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s and board games on there as well. That'd be much appreciated to you. So join me again next week. I'll have a look at what else is out. And obviously, as it's gone past midsummer now, obviously the next couple of months we might start getting some really good dramas. As here in the UK, we don't get much for summer anyway. So there you go, as the nights start drawing in, it starts getting a bit colder, although it's probably dropped 10 degrees today to what it was yesterday, so it doesn't take much in this country. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families, and let's all look after each other. And hopefully you'll join me again very, very soon for another little vlog. This is Bird saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.